Hello everyone, here I am again from iDPS. iDPS means I diagnose and proffer solutions. My name is Olumayawa Victor Ogunshola, and today I've got something very interesting for everyone. Whether you are a student or you're an entrepreneur or you work in some organization anywhere in the world, today's video is very interesting for all of us. So what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about the functions of human resource management. Okay, already you see that this is useful for students, this is useful for employees at operational level, tactical level, or strategic level in any organization anywhere in the world, or even useful for entrepreneurs, because every one of us at one time or the other are going to pass through the HR, the human resource of an organization. So today I'm going to be telling us about the functions of human resource management. Before we go deep into the topic, if you look at what I have right here, you can see what is listed here as already the functions of the human resource department of any organization. The human resource department is responsible for recruitment, retention, training, I say training and professional development, working conditions, workers' representatives, and health and safety. So the human resource department of any organization, irrespective of the size of the organization or the industry or sector that the organization falls with, is responsible for this. So let's go in details and enjoy the lecture, functions of the human resource management within business organizations. In this course, I will be short video rather, please. I will be talking about the importance of HR. I will introduce the HR planning process, and I will talk about typical objectives of the HR. For example, attracting an effective workforce, how the HR can attract effective work through recruitment, of course. How to maintain an effective work. It's one thing to attract the effective workforce, is another thing to retain them, to maintain them, and how to develop them while they're working in the organization. So this is the aim of the session. And of course, the learning outcomes is that at the end of this video, I will explain that everyone who sees this video is able to explain the importance of the human resource department, is able to introduce or talk about the human resource planning process, and is able to talk about typical objectives of the HR department in terms of attracting effective workforce, recruiting, retaining such attractive workforce, and then developing the attractive workforce. So this is what we are talking about today. Okay, we have to go forward. The human resource department, we have to understand firstly that this department is people oriented. So this department is responsible for issues surrounding people within the business organization. So that's why we say the HR department is concerned about issues of managing people. Okay, somewhere else it says it's responsible for people related issues. So any issue that is people related within the business organization, that's the responsibility of the HR department. Okay, so under the HR department, we have the following roles, or it is the duty of the HR department, the human resources department, to perform the following roles. The HR department is responsible for the process of recruiting suitable candidates for the organization. Is there a vacancy within the organization? It is the duty of the HR department to recruit the relevant, the right, the appropriate personnel, okay, for such vacancies. It is the duty of the HR department to identify and meet training needs of existing staff. Any staff within the organization struggling in one area or the other in their job functions, it is the duty of the HR department to identify these and send such staff on relevant training. It is the duty of the HR department to ensure welfare of the employees. Okay, so welfare, good working conditions of the employees, that's the duty of the HR department. Okay, also, it is the duty of the department to ensure health and safety at work. So the HR department is responsible for health and safety at work, raising awareness of workplace legislation. So all sort of work policies, organization policies, or legislation, industry legislation involved that's happening at work, it is the duty of the HR department to orientate the employees about these functions. Okay. Also, we can go ahead and see that the HR department also covers 5 key roles. The executive role. In the role of the executive, the HR department are viewed as specialists. Okay, they are viewed as a specialist department that manage the people. They manage the entire employees within the organization. In this role, that is the executive role, the HR department are viewed as specialists in the areas that encompass human resources or people management. So the HR department is that executive department that manages everyone within the organization. Okay, even the chief executive or the strategic officials or employees within the organization are being managed by the HR department. The role of an audit role. The HR department is there to ensure that every other department complies with the procedures, policies, rules, and regulations of the organization. Okay? For example, health and safety rules, the HR department has to make sure that every other department complies with the health and safety rules or with the other legislations. Facilitator role. The HR department is there as a facilitator. They help to make sure and facilitate other departments to achieve the goals and standards as laid down by the HR policies of the organization. It says this will involve training being delivered for issues that arise or relating to people management. So the HR department is there to facilitate, to help other departments so that other departments can adhere to the policies of the organization. Consultancy role, the HR department is there to advise other departments, okay? Especially in the area of managing people in those other departments. So the HR department can give an advice to the finance manager on how the finance manager can manage the employees in the finance department. Service role. In this capacity, the HR department is an information provider to raise awareness and inform departments and functional areas on changes in policy. So is there any new thing coming on board? The HR department is there to provide such services by informing every other department of new changes. So let's go through that again, ladies and gentlemen. The HR department can be seen to perform the executive role, okay, where it manages everyone in the organization. The audit role, where it sees that everyone in the organization complies with the policies of the organization. The facilitator role, where it checks the needs of every other department and helps such departments to achieve their needs, maybe in terms of training. Consultancy role, where it provides solutions to every other department. Okay. Service role, where it is there to service every other department. 6 main objectives of the human resource department. Okay. Like we said in the beginning, they are there to recruit. Of course, by recruit, we mean to bring new staff on board. The HR department is there to identify the need for a vacancy, and they are there to recruit to ensure that that vacancy is filled with the relevant personnel. With the relevant means qualified and most appropriate personnel. So job adverts, interview process, selection process, employing the new employee. Recruitment is all the job of the HR department. Recruitment, okay? Safety. Health and safety at work is the function of the HR department. So displaying the right signs for fire exits, displaying the right signs for toilets and every other kind of sign, appropriate lighting and all of that. Health and safety at work is the function of the HR department as well, okay? And you can see that is related to under the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970. The HR department is there to facilitate this act in every organization, okay? The HR department is also there to facilitate employee relations, okay? The relations between the operational staff to the tactical staff to the strategy staff is being facilitated and managed by the HR department. Also, when we talk about our salaries being paid, when we talk about our compensation and benefits at work, it is the duty and responsibility of the HR department, okay? The HR department is responsible for compensation, for informing you about your benefits and wages at work. That's also a function of the HR department. Compliance. The HR department is also there to ensure that every employee complies with labor and employment laws, and also to comply with the policies of the organization. That's also the function of the HR department. And lastly, the function of the HR department is there to ensure training and professional development of employees. It's not good enough to get the employees in the company. What's good enough is that as they perform their functions within the organizations, the HR department is there to identify their strengths and then identify their areas for improvement, and then recommend training needs or appropriate trainings for such employees while at work. So that's also the function of the HR department. That's the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at it one after the other again. 6 main responsibilities, I believe. Let's look at that. 6 main objectives of the human resource department. Number 1 is recruitment, as you can see, to bring new people in. 2, health and safety. Number 2. 3rd, employee relations. Okay, employee relations, functions of the human resource department. Number 4, compensation and benefits, how you get paid, about your taxes and wages and all of that. Number 5 is compliance, for you to compliance with labor law, organization rules and regulations. And number 6 is training and development. And these are 6 main objectives of the human resource department. Okay, in summary, again, there you have functions of the human resource department: to recruit new staff, to retain members of staff, to provide training and professional development for staff, to ensure effective working conditions at work, to liaise with workers so that they understand to comply with labor law and organization policies, and to facilitate health and safety. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the topic, human resource management for you, the function of the human resource management. So that's the topic done for you. I like to end this by showing us an HR code, a human resource code that I found, and it says, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. And that's from Confucius. I hope I have pronounced that well. Again, it says, choose a job you love, something you have passion for, and you will never have to work a day in your life. That's the HR code, food for thought. Think about that in choosing your careers, okay? And then, how did you find this? I'd like to get feedback. You can send me an email at info@idpsconsults.com, okay? Or you can go to the website www.idpsconsults.com and send us an email or contact us through the website, and we would like to serve you better. Thank you very much. You know that I will not go until I talk about my passion, and my passion is that Africa must develop. Therefore, I say, are you an African anywhere in the world? Keep doing everything to promote the unity of the African continent, and keep doing everything possible so that Africa can develop. Africa must develop. Thank you very much in English language. In Dutch language, I like to say, thank you all. From Nigeria, West Africa, I like to say, Esheo. Bye.